Martinique, we fly to Trinidad because there are no direct flights to Georgetown in Guyana from Fort-de-France. We spend 3 nights in Port of Spain, a very unusual and rather dangerous city, and also managed to go on a really interesting boat trip through the Caroni Swamp Bird Sanctuary to see the famous red ibisses.
Yeah, so we got here in time at 12 o'clock through the heavy traffic.
Okay, so I sign in there. I try.
So everything seems to be okay.
It is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's roughly.
Yes, okay. It's good. Yes.
It's good?
It's okay.
Do I get a receipt?
Yes, directly on your email.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got that as
Okay,
well.
Yes.
thank you.
So we went to the wrong check-in counter. Very unfriendly people here. But now we just wait, 5 hours? What time is it? Almost 5 hours.
No, we have to get to
Our gate earlier,
an
but the
hour
flight is
before.
at 5:15 and it's 12:25. Never mind, we have plenty of time to relax. It's quite hot here in the airport, but we just had to lug our luggage from the car rental. Everything went well there, so we should get our deposit back. It was easy going.
He says, I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
yeah, you never know, because we read a lot of bad critics about all the car rental companies. Port-de-France is only one flight, nobody else is going. Should that say something to us?
Nobody wants to go to Trinidad at the moment.
Nobody wants to go to Trinidad. Until the last minute, I'm listening to the radio. Our football team is playing. Probably 5 minutes to go, we're boarding. It's a little late, but HSV is leading 3-1 against Düsseldorf. Hopefully, we can listen to it till the end of the match. So there's our plane, and I lost my connection to the HSV. There's one more minute to plane. Au revoir, Martinique.
Au revoir, Martinique.
Looks like we're driving to Trinidad. Yep.
Our flight from Fort-de-France to Port of Spain is only 1 hour and 25 minutes, but it cost us $430. Just before sunset, we're up in the sky with very mixed feelings about our next destination. When we booked this flight in October 24, we had no idea that Trinidad might become a problem for us. Following a surge in violence, including over 5 murders committed in 48 hours, the government declared a 3-month national state of emergency, effective from the 30th of December until the 30th of March. The country recorded 623 murders in 2024, the highest in history, most of which are tied to organised crime. Trinidad and Tobago, with a population of 1.5 million, already has one of the highest murder rates in the Caribbean, along with Jamaica and Haiti, while violent deaths in the region are nearly 3 times the global average. A significant amount of the country's violent crime, such as murder, assault and kidnapping, is related to criminal gang activity and narcotics trafficking, and tourists were warned not to travel to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we've no choice, really, and we also have no clue how to get from the airport to our apartment in the city centre of Port of Spain. By the time we get to the airport, it'll be pitch black outside. But we are lucky to meet Brittany and Liron on the plane. Both live in Port of Spain and had just spent a week on a cruise ship going around the Caribbean islands. When we asked them about how to get from the airport to our apartment, they immediately want to know where we're staying. It turns out that Belmont is one of the worst suburbs in Port of Spain, with one of the highest crime rates in the country. We can see by their shocked faces that we might have chosen the wrong place to stay. Taxis are way cheaper when you book them via an app. There are 2 apps in Trinidad, but they only work when you have a SIM card from the island, which of course we don't have. So Liron called the taxi driver they'd used to get to the airport a week ago and asks Anthony to pick us up at the airport. Great. Both of them also said we should get some food at the airport because they strongly suggested that we do not go out at night to find food in Belmont. Boy, are we glad to get some help from them.
Brittany and Liron, the big helpers here in Trinidad.
Yeah, murder knife. Finally got our thing off.
We don't have scissors, so Helen just managed to open our bag because we put a zip tie or a cable binder around the zip. This is Alicia's Lodge in Belmont, in an area that's supposed to be not the safest in Port of Spain. We have a huge flat, just with a sofa. Here's the bathroom, toilet, shower, sink, and unfortunately lots of dogs here. This is the entry door and the kitchen. We're only here for 3 nights, so we'll probably go out for KFC and Royal Chicken, because that was a recommendation from Anthony, our taxi driver. Because we don't actually have a lot of dishes here to cook anyway. So it's 10 o'clock. We're eating our Subway sandwiches from the airport. We're watching the HSV game that we couldn't watch earlier. We're totally knackered. We can't even make a cup of tea because the kettle is dirty, or it's cloves or whatever, something is in there.
Cloves in there.
And the pot, and we can't get the gas stove on either. We see what Alicia says, so we're drinking just water at the moment and trying to relax a little bit. People are super duper nice here, but it's almost a little overwhelming because people warn us about certain areas, especially the one we're in. But then Alicia says, no, it's further up the hill. You know, just be, during the daytime you should be okay. Nothing has ever happened to one of her, the people staying here. Now we're trying to get tours organized, and then you can only pay them online or by cash. Cash money you have to get from a Chinese shop down the road. They're better than the banks, so it's all a bit too much for us right now. We're just gonna eat and relax.
Alicia booked us on the Caroni Swamp tour with Nanan's Bird Sanctuary tours last night, and Anthony, our wonderful taxi driver, made sure that we got here okay this afternoon. He'll pick us up after the tour. The boat tour costs $20 per person, and the taxi is $25 return. Excellent. We're looking forward to one of the main highlights in Trinidad. The Nanan's Bird Sanctuary tours started in the 1930s and is named after Winston Nanan. He was an acknowledged expert on the flora and fauna of the Caroni Swamp Bird Sanctuary, and the company conducts lectured boat tours daily into the Caroni Swamp by trained guides.
These are the swampy boats. It's boarding time. There's 25 people here or something. Where are you guys from?
India.
That's what I thought. There we're going. Off we go into the wilderness.
The Caroni Swamp contains freshwater and saltwater marshes and is the largest mangrove wetland in Trinidad and Tobago, where the Caroni River, the largest river in Trinidad, meets the Gulf of Paria just south of Port of Spain. The over 5,000 hectares of wetland provides a variety of habitats for flora and fauna species, and as such supports a rich biodiversity. The large areas of mangrove trees are separated by waterways that can be navigated by small boats. The swamp is known for many different species, including caimans, swamp boas, crabs of different types, herons and egrets, but in particular the scarlet ibis, one of Trinidad's national birds.
It's a heron. We see our first scarlet ibis. It's in the trees.
Owl. Oh, is there? I see no toes, like, coming. There was
Snake. There's another snake. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's a snake there.
right here. This one.
There's a boa.
Boa, this one. Oh yeah.
The Trinidad tree boa is not venomous and nocturnal.
The snake was boa, tree boa or cascabel. They get about 9 feet long or about 3 meters.
There's another snake directly on top of us.
From the front there is the Blue River. This part was man-made in 1920. The whole area is Caroni Swamp. Caroni Swamp is a land depression south of the Northern Range Mountains. Here is approximately 40 square miles or about 100 square kilometers, and the area is tidal. The difference between high and low tide is about 3 feet or 1 meter, so we almost have a low tide. So as we go inside, we'll see open areas and see very shallow areas and see mud flats and see birds feeding in the mud flats. So when they come on the tide low, you get to see more. You get to see them feeding in the mud flats. The trees are all mangrove trees, and the dominant species are all these, or those to your right. See those in front quite there? The roots come from way on top. All those long things are roots. Come down, stick into the mud. That's for breeding, feeding, and keeping the tree firm. So all the shells, those are the oysters. The same oyster used for the cocktails. Yeah, crabs, barnacles, snakes, iguanas, all those things that be in the trees.
Okay.
So those are red mangrove, right? That's the dominant species in here. Oh, there's a blue heron right here to your left. Close to your left, you couldn't get a good picture of it. Little blue heron, right? What you do, you're trying to catch them little crabs. It have crabs. You see the crabs that are lower down? Some little spiders. Now we're trying to catch them crabs on the higher areas. A lot of crabs. The holes on the side, the smaller holes, are the holes are the fiddler crabs. That's one of the main diets for the birds in here. And the bigger holes are the holes of the blue land crab, where they use for the callaloo and curry crab. You see the crab and run?
This is a silky anteater, the smallest anteater that there is here.
The silky anteater, also known as the pygmy anteater, is found in southern Mexico, Central and South America, and also on the island of Trinidad. It's the smallest of all known anteaters and has nocturnal habits. The scientific name translates to two-toed circlefoot, referencing the 2 claws present on the forefeet. Additionally, the name alludes to the toe's ability to nearly encircle a branch while clinging. The average adult length ranges from 36 to 45 centimetres, including a tail, and they weigh from 175 to 400 grams. The tour lasts for 2.5 hours, and at the end, just before sunset, we drive out to the open laguna to watch the flocks of scarlet ibisses returning to roost in the mangroves. The American or Caribbean flamingo have recently become a common sight in Trinidad's Caroni Swamp, despite not having been there in large numbers until around 2016. Their vibrant pink colour comes from the carotenoid-rich shrimp and crabs they eat in the swamp's mudflats. It's a large species of flamingo, native to the West Indies, northern South America, including the Galapagos Islands, and the Yucatan Peninsula, and closely related to the greater flamingo and Chilean flamingo.
Very good.
Oh my god, amazing. Good job.
So now we're waiting for the red ibises to come home. And everybody else is waiting too. We're supposed to see them in the trees over there. There's tons of catfish now here.
No, I will not. Just I will let you touch
Very curious fellows here.
In 1962, when Trinidad and Tobago gained independence from Great Britain, the scarlet ibis was chosen as the national bird of Trinidad and could no longer be hunted. The scarlet ibis travels to Venezuela every day from the Caroni Swamp. The distance between the swamp and the mainland of Venezuela is about 11 miles. During the evening, the scarlet ibis returns to the swamp where it roosts in the mangrove trees. Their vibrant red feathers fill the sky. Similar to flamingos and roseate spoonbills, the ibis gets its rich colour from their diet. It consists of crustaceans, crabs, small fish, mollusks, worms and insects. It takes about 3 years for the ibis to develop its full colour, remaining a dull grey through adolescence. Although officially protected as a bird sanctuary, the scarlet ibis population here has declined considerably since 1970 and continues to be at risk from poaching and pollution of the river and the Gulf. Unfortunately, the ibisses are too far away to get a really good shot of them, but nevertheless, we're happy to be on this boat tour. Although the Caroni Swamp is very close to Port of Spain, nature seems to be fairly intact here, and we certainly have seen a lot during the past 2 hours. Well, we've seen the red ibises, and that was really good. That was our plan. We wanted to see those.
I was hoping we get a little closer, but
No, you're not allowed. But I mean, that's fine. We saw snakes. We saw a teeny little anteater.
yeah.
Seen an owl. Lots of birds, anhingers, and white egrets, and we saw the flamingo.
Catfish.
Catfish. Here's another one right above us.
Yeah.
It's a red ibis right above us.
It's the first time we actually see those ibises, and it's an amazing colour.
Amazing. I mean, when they're all together,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
and you can see them dotted around in the tree as well, so it's
Yeah.
like the little candles in the tree.
Not easy to take. Photos is impossible because it's already too dark, and videos, we see what comes out. But it's just, it's a really nice boat trip for $20 a person.
Yeah,
That's nothing, and we really enjoyed that, didn't we?
yes.
Yeah.
It was well worth it.
Yeah, because I think this nature here is still intact. There's lots to see, and we had a good guide, I think, because otherwise I don't think we would have seen the anteater. It was,
I think they know what to look for, but they are
Yeah.
tiny.
yeah.
It's not an anteater that we know.
No.
We know the big ones with
Yeah.
the big snout.
So
This was a little tiny thing, like a ball of feather.
yeah,
wrapped
might
in
be
the tree.
native to the island here. We've never heard of it before.
It was the smallest type of
Yeah.
anteater that they have.
We've seen some bats, which we didn't get on video, but we saw
Yeah.
them. So yeah, it's we enjoyed the trip. It was nice to be out in nature. We were expecting lots of mosquitoes now, but so far, touch wood, because we didn't use any spray. People were spraying heavily with the chemicals, but we didn't. We don't like it on our skin. But we've got mosquito nets for our heads should it get bad.
At the moment, we've got enough wind from the boat ride, so
Yeah, it's really, really nice. So yeah, definitely worth doing the tour. It's getting dark very, very fast. Yeah. That looks nice with a sunset behind it. So Anthony took us to a really nice lookout here for the night.
Yesterday morning, we didn't dare to take our camera with us while walking the streets of Belmont, but today we're off to see the Magnificent Seven, a group of late Victorian and Edwardian buildings built in an eccentric and flamboyant variety of styles. During the day, we actually feel safe enough to walk the streets, and you can tell we are pretty much the only tourists here. People are happy to see us and always greet us with a very friendly "Good afternoon, ladies." You can tell that 99% of Trinidad's population suffers from the gang violence and are trying their best to make foreigners feel welcomed. Port of Spain's largest open space and the world's largest traffic roundabout is the Queen's Park Savannah. It occupies about 110 hectares. The western edge of the Savannah and along Maraval Road is the location of the famous Magnificent Seven. The historic buildings were all constructed between 1902 and 1910 in a mix of styles reflecting colonial influences such as French colonial, Scottish baronial and Indian Empire. Today they are private residences or belong to the government.
Skolmeyer's Castle, Helen's favourite. Built after Balmoral?
Yeah, the wing of Balmoral Castle.
Oh yeah. Different colour though. Helen is waiting in line at the KFC. Helen is frustrated.
I don't understand them. I really don't understand them.
It's the
They were
Trinidad.
firing questions at me, and I don't know. So I just repeated my order, which was original. I kept saying original. And she said, no, this is something else, and I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, you got 2 pieces and a little French fries,
Yeah, but I can't have breast.
and I have my burger.
I couldn't have a breast because she said it's only, I think she was saying it's only in hot and spicy. I think she was getting frustrated with me as well. She knows she's talking English, but I can't understand them.
Eat before it's getting cold.
Oh, it's like,
Everybody likes it obviously hot and spicy here.
yeah. So I don't know what this is.
It looks good though. We'll see if it's hot and spicy or if Helen's screaming fire in a minute. Is it the original?
I think so.
Okay.
I kept saying original, and she said no. It's blah blah blah. Answered that question.
Is it okay? Does it taste good?
It's fine.
Perfect.
I think they got really frustrated with me because I just kept repeating the order and making sure I'm trying to get original, not the hot and spicy, because I don't want the hot and spicy. Oh, this tastes a bit hot though. Shoot. Anyway, and then they got no Pepsi. They only have Pepsi, so we couldn't get the whatever order. I went, oh my God. And in the end, when I came to pay, the other lady leaned over the till and said 68. As if I don't know, maybe she thinks I'm deaf or something, but I just cannot understand. So at least, I understood the price.
We got some food.
After our short stint in Trinidad, we fly to Georgetown in Guyana, a city we instantly dislike. Taxi drivers trying to rip us off, loud boom-basting music on the public transport, tour operators that are not really interested in selling tours. How on earth are we going to survive 5 days here?
Now we got the real thing.